Incredible were the leelas that the Lord performed during the Patha Mandiram days. Not many had the good fortune of seeing them, but among the blessed few who did, some have recorded for posterity what they saw. One such is Mrs. Vijaya Kumari, who at the time she witnessed these incredible leelas of God was a young girl. Those leelas made a deep impression on her, and even now, 60 years later, she is able to relive every single one of those precious moments. One day in 1946, we were all seated around Swami in the Patha Mandiram. There was a huge pile of tulsi leaves, and Swami asked us to make garlands with them. In fact, he himself started making a garland. That was the first time we saw him make a garland, and the speed with which he worked was amazing. All of a sudden, Swami said, "Listen, Ganga Mata is coming. Get up and let us all go and see her." Although Swami got up and moved forward, we did not believe what he said. We just covered our mouths and started laughing. Where is Ganga and where is Puttaparthi? Thinking thus, we continued to sit and didn't budge. But when Swami started to go quickly towards the main gate, we immediately followed. Swami went out of the main gate and stood there. Stretching his hands wide on either side, he said, "Nobody should cross this limit. All of you must stand behind." We did as told, wondering, "Swami, where is the Ganga you were talking about?" Just then Swami said in an excited voice, "Look there, she's coming." Suddenly we heard the roar of massive waves and saw a huge torrent of water rushing towards us with great speed and tremendous force. Scared to death, we feared that we would all be drowned by this deluge. I, along with other children, then caught hold of Swami tightly. Swami told us to remain silent and watch Mother Ganga. As the water approached us, Swami stretched forth both his hands in a gesture of benediction. And most miraculously, the surging water became calm where we were. But beyond that area, the water was still roaring and turbulent. Addressing the waves, Swami said, "Ganga, we are very happy that you have come here all the way from Kailash." Turning to us, he said, "Mother Ganga has come all the way from Kailash and you are not even doing puja? Run and get kumkum, turmeric, flowers and some coconuts and perform puja." We rushed inside, brought with us all the required articles and did the puja as instructed. Swami himself broke the coconuts and offering them to the river before us said, "Ganga Mata, we are so happy that you could come here." He then blessed her and asked her to return. Even as he was instructing her, she vanished completely. She was gone as mysteriously as she came. A moment earlier, there was a torrent of water, but now, most amazingly, there was absolutely no sign of even wetness anywhere. We then prayed to Swami to go back inside the mandir. However, Swami continued to stand there and told us to look at his feet. When we did, we found a garland of jasmine flowers around them. The surprising part was that each flower was as big as a ball. The fragrance was superb and the garland was very well made. Swami asked us to pick up the garland and hand it over to him, telling us that these flowers were from Kailash, which was why they were so big. Swami then removed the flowers one by one and distributed them. Our family also got a flower, and we kept it safely until the flower gradually dried up. Here is Mrs. Vijay Kumari's description of another truly awe-inspiring Leela that she witnessed during the Patha Mandiram days. One day in 1947, we went with Swami to the Chitravati river. All of a sudden, he disappeared from our midst. We then heard his voice which said, "I am here on the hill, and I am going to now show you all Surya Darshan, the vision of God as Sun." We began to wonder. It is past 6 in the evening and the sun has already set. And now Swami is saying he would show us the sun. That was when we began to laugh. Just then we began to see a pink light behind Swami. Quickly pink turned into red and we began to feel very hot. The heat made us sweat profusely and was unbearable. At the same time, the scene we saw was beautiful, indeed beyond description. Finding the heat unbearable, we loudly complained, "Swami, it is too hot." He replied, "Is that so?" And then slowly the heat began to decrease when Swami suddenly announced, "I am now going to show you the moon." Even as he uttered those words, the sky behind him gradually began to turn silvery white, and the air started to cool rapidly. Soon we began to feel very cold and started shivering. Our teeth began to chatter and we screamed, "Swami, it is too cold!" Taking pity on us, Swami made the chill disappear, after which he said, "I am now going to show all of you the third eye. Watch carefully and don't look here and there." As we stood there watching his full form, we suddenly saw only his face, huge in size, filling the entire sky. Even as we were watching all this with awe and wonder, an orifice appeared in between his eyebrows, from which flew giant sparks and huge flames. Instead of being lost in this extraordinary spectacle of divine glory, we now became very worried and anxious as we could see only Swami's face. We began to wonder, what has happened to Swami's body? Have the flames harmed Swami? That was the thought uppermost in our minds. Meanwhile, many people fell down and some even fainted, but I did not realize it then. Suddenly, in a flash, the entire spectacle came to an abrupt end. The sky was back to normal as if nothing had ever happened, while Swami was with us on the Chitravati sands. He then asked why some people had fallen down. We said that we did not know the reason. Swami then created sacred ash or vibhuti and applied it to everyone's forehead. Having done that, he said, "Come on, let us return to the mandir." We started walking back, but most of us were quite unsteady and wobbling. Back in the mandir, with much love, Swami said, "Today I have granted you the blessing of Trinetra Darshan, the vision of the third eye, for which you all have been pining in many previous births. What I have shown you is not even 1,000th of the full glory, and what little I showed made many of you to fall down, unable to bear the power of that sight. That was when some kind of normalcy started returning amongst us.